And we're live, I believe. I don't know. This is how it works. Probably microphone. Probably I should have tested the microphone. I can see there's a few people there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me if you're there? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, beautiful. All right, beautiful. There's 9. Holy dooly. All right, everyone can hear me good. Everyone can hear me loud and clear. This is my first time streaming. I said I was going to do like a weekly roundup kind of trade review type thing every week. It's my first one doing it. Probably should have tested a few things first, but fuck it, we're here now. So basically, just what I wanted to do. This is for me to kind of run a bit of a test and see if it works. See if this format can work. Feel free to. I kind of wanted to make this a bit of a Q&A type thing as well. So if anyone has any questions, just drop them in. I'm gonna try to share this. I'm gonna share this to Twitter real quick. See if we can get a couple more people in here before I actually start reviewing the week. So just give me 1 second, guys. How's everyone's day been? Talk to me. How's the day been? I know it's in the middle of the trading / working day. I wasn't expecting too much from this stream. I was just kind of hoping to get the show rolling. Yeah. Attempting to go live on YouTube for the very first time to review some trading things and answer questions. Attempting to go live on YouTube for the very first time to review some trading things and answer questions. Come join me. Okay. Will this be recorded and available later? I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to do that. I mean, maybe once it's finished, I'll be able to maybe chop it. Yeah, maybe once it's finished, I'll be able to chop it and then upload it. But I mean, this is, as I said, it's a bit of a test run. I'm probably going to look to, you know, kind of level this up in the coming weeks once I kind of get a feel for it. And I think once it's over, you can list it live, mate. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. Depending on if I say anything valuable. If I don't say anything valuable, there's not really much point listing it. You know, who knows? I might say something valuable. So yeah, what I kind of PS love you. Thank you, Mark. My G. And Luke said, love the channel, man. Appreciate it. Cool. 17. I think we're getting a little bit of love in here. There's a few people jumping on, which is cool. This is awesome. All right. As I said, no real clue what I'm doing here, but going to give it a crack. And then once I figure this out, it's the same with podcasting, I think. Like, you know, I really jumped into it not knowing what the fuck I was doing. And then slowly but surely, I'm kind of like figuring the bits and pieces out. I guess that's like trading, right? You jump in, got no idea what the fuck you're doing, but you just kind of like bounce around, do a little this, do a little that. And sooner or later, you put the pieces of the puzzle together and who knows, maybe you have a full puzzle, a completed puzzle piece. Yeah. Feel free to hit me with questions as we go. Like I kind of wanted this to be like a communal thing where I can kind of like, you know, any of the things that I haven't answered on Twitter or haven't answered in the DMs, or, you know, you've DM'd someone else and they haven't answered it. I'm going to try to answer what I can, but bear in mind, my knowledge base is limited. I'm going to be real with y'all. Okay. I am really, how come the porn screen is turned off? Well, I'm doing a live stream and I don't want you guys to see what kind of porn I'm into, you know, because that's, yeah, that's not how you make friends, by going and sharing your favorite porn videos and things like that. Or maybe it is, who knows? So all I wanted to do really, how do you choose your stocks with so many in play in these market conditions? I'll answer that in a sec, Faisal. Faisal, is that how you pronounce it? Faisal or Faisal? Let me know if it's Faisal or Faisal, A or B. But Faisal, okay, cool, dope, my man. Oh, we've got 26 in here. How good is this? I mean, so okay, I'll just quickly answer that question. How do you choose your stocks with so many in play in these market conditions? I mean, all market can look. I've only been trading for just over 2 years, so I think it doesn't change from month to month, year to year, month to month. My mate Chris just reposted my bloody live stream over here. Oh no, you better not be watching it. Please don't talk shit about me out there, boys. Now, so from month to month, week to week, you know, the market's always evolving, right? And the way that you pick the right stocks is, well, for me personally, right? Because I'm scalping, and that to scalp adequately, all you need is volatility, really. So I'm always looking for stuff that has the most eyes on it, generally, right? I'm always looking for stuff that has the most like daily range. I'm always looking for stuff that has, you know, high daily volume, right? I'm always looking for stuff that has, you know, big news headlines and strong news catalysts, right? That's always what I'm trying to play. It doesn't matter what the market conditions are. I'm always looking for those things. And if those things aren't present, then I'm not trading, right? I mean, sorry, I take that back. I am trading because I'm a bit ADHD at times, right? So I'm just blasting in, trying to, you know, fire off the machine gun and hit everything on the ASX. But if I'm trading well, and what I should be doing is not trading at all if I'm not matching any of those criteria. So that's how I choose my stocks. Has to have a really strong catalyst or really big daily range slash RVOL, and it has to be volatile. You know, I don't like things that don't really move because I like to get in and out really, really quickly. So I need that, that volatility. And then what's this? Is Nick Fab going to pop out from behind the door? I keep a little Nicky in my there's a drawer over here which I keep him in, and I don't let him leave unless he needs to go to the pub, which is actually quite frequently. So yeah. What sources of information do you use to judge the market and better understand where things are and are going? What sources of information? Honestly, Josh, I'm not going to pretend to know how to judge what's going on in the market. I guess one thing that I would say is, you can definitely feel when like volume's dropped off and when volatility's dropped off. When that, you can see it in the book, right? Like generally, like when volume's there and there's a lot of eyes on things, especially in like Zip and Web, for example, they're really good examples where when there's a lot of eyes on things, when there's a lot of volume going into the market, you can see in the thickness of the order book, like like Zip and Web, they're actually quite thick. There's like, you know, 15, maybe 20, 25, 30,000 at every kind of level, price level. But when the volume's dropped off, say maybe in the first couple of days of January or in the last couple of days of December, when things have quietened down, you can see in the order book that it's a lot thinner. There's 2,500, maybe 3,000, 4,000 at every level, right? When I see stuff like that in the order book, that's when I know like I need to back off a little bit because the eyes aren't there, the volume's not there, the volatility's not there, and I'm just going to end up chopping myself up. So I don't have, my source of information is the market. I pay attention to the charts. I pay attention to the order book, and got kind of the news flow as well. If those things aren't happening, then yeah, they dictate how hard I push or how much I pull back, right? I don't really have I have all the other general sources of information, Twitter, AFR, investing.com. Like I look at all that shit as well, but I'm not a market analyst. I don't have a finance background. I'm not an economist. I don't fucking know any of this shit. So I base my understanding of what the market is doing off of what's actually happening in front of me, if that makes sense. So I know that's not it's not a really, hey, this is what you do kind of thing, because that takes a while to kind of like build up that knowledge base and build up that instinct to a degree, to build up that instinct to look at an order book or look at a chart, look at something in range and go, oh shit, yeah, I probably shouldn't be trading this because it's not really moving. Yeah, no problem. What's going on here? So, do you use ATR? Sorry, Rod, don't know what ATR is. Hey, Fraz, how you doing, dog? Diggity dog. Yeah, I don't know what ATR is. Sorry, Alex. Oh, no. Who else that? Rod. What's up, gangster? Ches Bizzo. What's up, gangster? How did you feel on the 14th of Jan? What did you do that night? Oh, after I toasted. Do you know what I did? I went to the gym and I absolutely slayed my body. Because I was so like, I was a bit rattled by it. Like, I couldn't believe that I fucking held the WHC as long as I did. How much do you bench, bro? Come over here and find out, eh? No, not that much. I actually don't do any bench pressing. I'm not an Austin Mitchum type that's in there doing all the squats and all the bench presses. And I know he's pretty ripped and he benches a lot, but that ain't me. I'm just in there. I'm one of them dudes who like comes in. I just use the machines. The like the flies and the shoulder presses and stuff like that. I'll just come in. I'll bust out the machines. I'll do a little cardio and then I'm out. Except the abs. Got to work the abs because chicks dig abs, so got to work them out, keep them tight. But yeah, on the 14th, honest to God, I curled up into a ball on the floor of the spare room for a tiny little bit because I was like, what did I just do? Why the fuck? Like I held the WHC like all day and kept adding and just kept getting toasted. So, yeah, after I fucking spent all day getting toasted, I curled up into a ball for a little bit. I let myself feel it. Honestly, actually, I'm gonna stop joking for a second. Mark, in terms of that beating, I let myself feel it. That's the first thing I did. I laid down on the ground. I'm not even joking. I curled up into a ball and I let myself feel it. I didn't try to run from like the fact that I just kind of felt like I let myself down a little bit. I felt it and I went, okay, all right, that sucks. I hate that I did that, but what am I going to do next? So yeah, first I let myself feel it. Then I decided, well, it was an anomaly. It was an outlier. Like trading that bad is pure tilt, right? I just need to make sure I don't get to that place again. So I went and smashed my body at the gym and I just tried to clear my mind and do positive things for the rest of the evening. I worked on music. I just did the things that allow me to get away, allow me to kind of reset. And then I made sure that the very next day I came to the market and I was purely thinking, get in, get out, get in, get out, chop, chop, chop. I didn't want to let it compound. I think that's a really important thing. Like, not allowing it to compound, kind of like, if you fucking take a beat, but don't let it be 2 days in a row of getting beaten, if you fuck something up, if you don't go to the gym one day or you make a mistake somewhere, don't let it be 2 days. Don't let it be 3 days. I think that's a really important kind of thing that I've tried to, stick with is like, if I fuck up one day, okay, that's fine. I can fuck up for one day. As long as I just turn up the next day and do my job, then, I can move past it, Man tequila. The answer is yes. Yes. And we have an arrangement, which I'm not going to go into detail about, but yes. All chest, no legs, Charlie reckons. Charlie, boy, you do not want to see these calves, because these calves, they were made for walking. I've got some big ass legs, but that's all my family. It's all genetics. Don't worry about it. Rupert, hey Sab, big fan. In the morning, I find R-Volt and turnover to be really helpful, but after about 11, when the excitement / FOMO has ended, how do you continue to find stocks in play? Dude, I honestly just go to the stuff. I don't do anything amazing. Like, I literally just funnel through the same stuff every day. I'll like manually just keep pulling up tickers. Like if Zip, Web, Sezzle all have news in the morning, I will watch those tickers just all day, and I'll just wait for an opportunity. You know, like I don't do anything. I don't do anything exceptional to find stuff intraday. Like I kind of wait for breaking news. I wait for intra news or you know some big catalyst like that. But if I don't get anything like that, I'll just keep watching the same stuff that I watched in the morning, right? So yeah, there's no real exceptional thing there. And R-Vol, I think, is more important the later on the day goes. Like if you get to like midday and something has an R-Vol that is like, you know, exponentially greater than kind of previous days, and I think that's a real indicator that there is real strong attention on this thing. So that kind of gives me more motivation to trade something later on in the day. In the first 30 minutes, it's whatever. I pay attention to tape, but later on, the R-Vol I think becomes a little bit more valuable. You know, if I see something with incredible, like, you know, off the chain R-Vol, I'll just buy it like late in the day if I think there's a chance it could ramp because of how many eyes are probably on it. You know, yeah. What else we got? We got Oi, do you miss this or do I miss your answer? Do you miss this or did I miss? What's up, my cousin, bro? If you haven't already answered, what conditions need to be met for you to consider it a perfect match play? Charlie Cross, okay? Perfect match play. I'm sure that everyone is kind of interested in the answer to this one. So I'll probably just touch on this real quick. What do I do if I have an erection? Demon Aiko wants to know if he has an erection. Bro, whack that shit. Or, you know, if you're like me, you're in a bit of boxing, you could, you know, just do what you got to do. Sort that shit out. Fuck, you butchered my name so hard. Sorry, G. Demonarco? Fuck. Sorry. Give it a slap. That's actually where it came from. One day I was whacking the old boy and I just went, oh, wait a minute, I can make a podcast. Demonarco. Okay, cool. All right, I'm with you. So how many bag? How many do you think? Fucking billions? Well, let me get to this question from Charlie real quick. So Charlie said, what conditions do you need to be met for you to consider a perfect match play? So first things first, Charlie, there is no perfect match play. Okay, that's my preface. Secondly, I would like to say that I just try to tick as many boxes as possible. And after like trading so many matches and kind of like making this my bread and butter, I've got to the point where I have like a built-in kind of instinct to, you know, what a good match setup looks like. So I'm not like doing an obvious like list of, you know, stuff that I'm checking off. But in the beginning, I kind of was. So it would be like, you know, is there support? Let's just say I'm buying something. Is there support behind the indicative, right? Where it's matching, let's just say something's matching at $1. Is there support at 99 and a half, right? Because one thing you really don't want, and this has happened to me before where, you know, let's just say I'm buying something at $1 and there's a big bid at $1 that I can lean on. If that's one buyer and it disappears and there's air back to like 95, for example, then I'm taking like a 10 tick loss instantly like that. I never want to be in that position. I'm always thinking risk first. So when I'm thinking about a perfect match trade, I'm thinking, where can I get out immediately if this doesn't work? So that's the first thing I'm thinking. Is there something for me to lean on? If I'm on small size, it doesn't really matter. Like if you got, 500 units, 1,000 units, and there's fucking, you're never really going to get into that much trouble. But if I've got a decent amount of size, I always want there to be something to lean on, because the last thing I want is, in that example, if I'm buying the dollar, right, and that one buyer, like you can go in and see who the orders are. If it ends up being just one buyer, I'm not going to touch it, because if he disappears and there's air back down to 95, for example, right, I've got to take a 10 tick loss. And I never want to put myself in that position where I have to decide, all right, I either immediately take that 10 tick loss, or I wait and hope that 100 rebids, but then, what if I have to what if there's air back to 90 and I've got to take a 20 tick loss like that, right? I never want to put myself in a position where I have to make that kind of decision. I have had to make decisions like that before, and they suck, where you have to go, all right, well, I either eat a $1,500 loss right this second, or it's a fucking $4,000 loss in 6 seconds time. So yeah, that's the first thing. I know I talked a bit about that, the risk element of it, but I think it's super important. Like, I'm only ever taking something if there is appropriate protection, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I want there to be fresh orders, lots of fresh buyers if I'm buying, lots of fresh bids if I'm buying, lots of fresh offers if I'm selling. Okay, I don't want there to be like, and I think if you look at the WBT Weebit book this morning, I think that was a perfect example. So if you look at Weebit, as it was about to open, there's a lot of fresh buyers, but there was also some fresh sellers. And if you look at the, so Weebit wiped me this morning. I had 10,000, and it kind of stepped up for a moment, and then it just went, and the fucking, I don't know what price it was at. Let me pull it up real quick. I think it was 325. I think 325. So WBT, that was a perfect example this morning, right? So if you go look at the order book this morning, you'll see that there was some fresh buyers, but there was also some fresh sellers. And I instinctively knew that I did not like the look of that order book. Now, I should have left it. My instinct told me to leave it. I didn't. I fucking went for it. And sure enough, it got absolutely fucking, bulldozed, and I had to take a 4 tick loss on it. So that's one thing I'd be paying attention to, like the ratio of kind of like bids and offers and how they're stacked up in the book. Like if you can see a lot of fresh sellers coming in there, I don't think it matters how good the news is. There's a chance that it's not going to move cleanly out the gates. And I want something that's going to move cleanly out the gates. I want something where there's like predominantly fresh buyers, and there's a fucking fresh bid, and there's like a very thin offer side. So I want the bids to be stacked up, and I want a very thin offer side. So when it decides to go, it's going to go cleanly, and I don't have to be making too many decisions like, oh, should I hold here? Should I get out here? Should I take some off here? I want to make things as easy for myself as possible. So that's what I'm thinking about. I want that thin offer, stacked bid, get in on size, and just scalp it out as soon as it fucking pops up. So there's a few things to think about, Charlie, for match scalping. When are you getting on chat with traders for an interview? Faisal wants to know. Faisal, sorry, bro. I don't know. Probably never, because I'm not really a trader. I'm a rapper. See what I did there? No, I don't know. Do you invest or midterm swing trade? No, I don't. Not yet. I don't know if I'm going to. I probably will this year. I'll probably have a little dabble this year. I don't know anything about investing or swinging, or depends what kind of swinging we're talking about. Swing trading. So probably at some point this year, but it's something I want to get into, but I don't know enough about yet. And I still haven't properly nailed trading to the point where I can really trust myself to crush it every day. Like, because I still have this little bit of like, ego, discipline issues. So once I've fully ironed all that out, then maybe I'll probably start to look at this other shit. Someone just told me that RLT. Getting pumped. Who's been trading RLT today? That's been crazy. Touched 290 for a little bit. Here we go. So traded Fraz, do you look at daily chart breakouts for intraday moves? Do you trade any patterns? So I don't trade really any patterns. I do look at breakouts. Yeah, I do look at daily chart breakouts. Yep. I think a good example of that was my AXE last week. That had some news, and it kind of ran up on some news, and it broke out of this like daily range. I think it was like, let me just have a look. Yeah, so it's like AXE. It's Archer Materials, right? I traded that last week. I swung it overnight, which I very, very rarely do, but I think the opportunity was so good because if you look at the daily range, it was like, kind of bouncing between 50 and 60. And then the news kind of saw it close at like 70, 75 or whatever. So it broke out of this like daily range, which kind of led me to think, all right, maybe this is going to get a bit of a, love overnight, or could potentially get a bit of love in the opening kind of hours of the following morning. So yeah, I did decide to kind of like make an assessment based off that. Generally, intra, it's really hard for them to, once they break, intra highs, for them to cleanly keep going. Usually, like if something breaks an intraday high, it'll pop and then get whacked before kind of going to retest those levels. So I'm always kind of keeping an eye on them, but I wonder whether they are actually, really successful trading opportunities for me, like what my percentage would look like. Yeah. AXE just got smashed as you were talking about it. I know, I just saw that actually. Someone's just rammed 70. Maybe there's who's listening? Oh, who's got borrowed? That's what I want to know. Slap happy. Man, tequila. Matt Ferguson. Did I get to sit down with Nick live? So no, I didn't sit down live with him, but actually, no, I think I did once. It was like, I think it was the very first time I ever looked at like a chart. Like I barely knew what ASX was. Actually, I don't even think I knew what it was. Definitely had no idea what a bid was, and he showed me all these screens, and he's talking at 1,000,000 miles an hour, like this is that. I was like, yeah, cool, bro. I'm a rapper, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But yeah, we kind of did a bit of so he was living in the States, and we did a bit of like screen sharing, where I kind of watched him trade a little bit, and that worked out okay. Yeah, so I did do a little bit of that. Yeah, so Charlie, 1 and 2, yep, those are good. And then Demonarco, do you understand any common fundamentals like mining grades or biomed news with statistical significance, etc., or do you not give a fuck and only care about the price action in the order book? Yes to the second part of that. I only give a fuck about price action and the order book. Look, I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to learn slowly, but at the end of the day, I have no background in any of that stuff. So I'm not trying to pretend I know any of that stuff. Like, I'm not trying to read stuff and interpret because I got no qualifications. What I am qualified in, because it's something that I was taught right from the beginning, is order book, tape reading, price action. Those things I know. Those things I would say I am qualified in. So yeah, that's all I care about. Yeah. Although like being surrounded by this shit like day in and day out, talking to people who are into this shit day in and day out, like I'm friends with a lot smarter guys than I am who kind of have like fundamental understandings way above kind of where I am. And I pick their brain, and I'm trying to learn more for sure. Like I'm interested in it. I'm trying to get more into it. It's just it's a bit hard to accelerate my learning in that when I've got a few other things going on. So I do want to get there. I'm slowly getting there. I bought a few books recently, so I'm starting to do some reading. Yeah. Do you trade web based on what quant / FLT do? Not so much quant, more FLT. Yeah, generally in those first 30 minutes, they trade like somewhat similarly, and you can get a fairly good read. Yeah, I just love trading web. Get a good amount of size on, and yeah, I just love the way that the book looks, and the way that the book dances. So I was going to do like a weekly trade review, but you guys are asking questions, and this is my first time doing this, so fuck it, I'm just going to answer some questions. If you want me to talk at all about kind of some of the trades I took this week and how I performed and kind of what I thought about this week in terms of how I traded, then let me know and I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll just keep answering questions for now. Hey, Sav, would be awesome if you placed a live trade. Luke, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know. Probably won't do that. I feel like it might just be a bit too distracting. Like I can't even listen to music. I can't even listen to fucking rainwater. I put like I tried music. I tried rainwater. Like to try to calm me down, but I can't even do that. I need like pretty solid quiet. To trade the way that I trade. In that first 30 minutes, I'm just like, I'm just fucking going crazy. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do like a live trade. That'll be a bit too much for me. Do you ever worry about giving back your profit? Yeah, fucking no. Every day. Not worry, but no, worry is the wrong word. I don't like giving back my profit. It's a risk you take though. Like you jump on there. You want to get involved. Like I find it hard to sit down and do nothing. I find it very hard to do nothing. So yeah, there's always that risk. I just think you just trust your edge, trust your skills, and then I think one thing that I when I'm trading well, I look at something and I go, is this a good trade for me? If it's not, no, then I don't have to worry about giving back profit. And I think sometimes, it depends on the mood, depends on the market as well. If the opportunity's there, I'm just going to go for it no matter what. Hey bro, wondering how you review your trades at the end of the day. So I guess I'll tell you. I guess I'll show you now. So basically what I'll do is I just screenshot the P&L and the trades, and then I'll just basically go through and chat about them. I don't do anything super detailed. I just kind of I'll literally write some stuff. I'll read some stuff from yesterday, right? So I go short 75,000 BRN in the match, got up to 100,000 and covered them for a 2-tick win at 58 when 57.5 didn't hold. Was hoping for this to really crack, but no real catalyst, so couldn't expect much. That's basically all I say. I talk about the trades that I took. Short GXY 15,000 in the match, covered the 285s when the offers weren't stepping down. Could have got them out at 281 if I bid quicker. If I'd have bid quicker down in the book. So, yeah, that's kind of what I do. I just talk about. I talk about what I did for the day. I talk about what I was thinking, what I could have done better, and I just analyze myself and my my trading day. It's not really that spectacular. I've tried multiple things where I have lots of different stats, whether I have wins, losses, and scratch. Then I'll track things what time of the day was I trading. I'll track things like how was my sleep. I've tried tracking a bunch of stuff. I find that for the trade reviews, sometimes at the end of a big day of trading, all I want to do is just fucking write something super simple and then fuck off. It's really sometimes after a big day, your mind's absolutely fried. The last thing you want to do is spend another hour reviewing trades and rewatching tape. I guess that's what separates the mouse from the man. But yeah, sometimes I just don't want to do it. I just want to write like a summary of the day, what I felt, what I thought, and just, you know, get on with my day. Have you ever traded the closing match option and held overnight? No, I don't think so. That seems a bit too ballsy. I'm not that ballsy. Pretty brazen. I like your thinking though. Knowing what you know now, how would you start your trading journey if you didn't have the mentoring from Nick? That's a really good question. That's a hard question to answer because I've only ever known what I've known. I really, really want to figure out an answer to this question because people have asked me this one multiple times, and I really want to be able to answer that question well. Yeah. One thing that I would do is I would definitely start small. I'll definitely actually. Do you know what the most recent chat with traders? So if you guys listen to Chat with Traders, I'm assuming a lot of you do. The most recent chat with traders, I can't remember the guy's name. Let me see if I can find it. He spoke to an SMB guy called Ryan Hassan, right? Scalp swing, right? So the way that Ryan Hassan describes his start to the ASX, trading at SMB, I think is a really good way to look at it. Like, obviously he had this unlimited capital, but the way that he just kind of like tested a whole bunch of different theories on small size and then let the data do the talking after like a 6-month period, I think was a really great analysis of how to begin. Because, like, let's be honest, when you're starting and you got no one else to teach you or show you, you got no fucking idea. It's like, you could be doing anything. And like some of it might work, some of it might not work. Like even with Nick's help, it was still a massive punt for me in those first couple of months. I still had zero idea what I was doing. And that's with the help of a fucking professional, like a genuine professional. So, for someone just starting out, it's a real shot in the dark. But one thing that you can do is protect yourself by not going hard too early and not lying to yourself. Record all the data and let the data do the talking. Like, the reason I went to this match scalping strategy to begin with is because it was a proven kind of strategy that Fabio had tested. And it was easy for him to pass on the information because he knew what worked. I can't tell everyone what works for them, right? But one thing I would say is, start small, test, record the data, and don't lie to yourself. Like at the end of the day, like I think Alan McGrath talks about this pretty frequently. Like, if you want to trade for a living, you got to be prepared to be patient. Like write it out, wait it out. Like if you want to be here for a long time, be patient, be small, be decisive, and don't lie to yourself. The last thing you want to do is just get super baggy on something because you didn't see the obvious signs. But, and I think one way you do that is to protect yourself by having the capital to begin with. Like you want to make sure that you're not starting too early. You want to make sure that you've got money in the bank so that you don't have to stress about having a losing day. You want to be able to test stuff without, being stressed about, should I cut here? Should I cut there? Like you want to be able to just like genuinely test and, figure out exactly what works for you. Yeah. And then read as much as you can with a grain of salt. Don't take everything to heart. Like don't take everything on its word. Read everything with a grain of salt because I think there's a lot of fucking information out there. Not all of it's going to apply to everyone. Take what you can from, be a big sieve. I like to think of this idea of being a big sieve. You know what a sieve is, where you're like, when you're prospecting, you kind of shake the sand and you catch the diamonds. I think I like to try to be a big sieve. Take as much information as you can, right? But don't apply all of it. Like try to catch the good stuff. But just be aware enough to kind of like block out the shitty information because there's a lot of it out there. What proportion? So Carter, said, what proportion of orders do you put in at market versus in the queue? Very, very rarely I will, very, very rarely I will just start, I will sit in the book. I will sit in the book, and I think that's what you mean, like sit in the queue. If that's what you mean, just let me know. Yes, Carter. If you mean sitting in a book, I do that generally when something is like moving fast, like it's quite liquid, and I want to get out quickly. So if something's like moving really quickly, and I want to get like, I want to catch the bottom of that move, or the top of that spray kind of thing, then I'll sit in the book. Yeah, I'll sit in the book. But otherwise, I'm manually adjusting my orders as I go. Like as it moves up a step, I'll adjust. I'll mentally have like my next stop moving as it goes, or as it shuffles down. That's what I do most of the time. Probably 95% of the time, I'm hitting market and I'm adjusting manually. Very, very, very rarely I will sit in the book. Examples where I might do that are like, for example, I think GXY and ORE yesterday, they sprayed lower out of the open. So in situations like that, I didn't do it yesterday, but generally they're the kind of situations where I'd like to, get short and then just sit lower in the book, wait for it to spray down into me, and then get filled. Yeah. How often do you wait? Do you also have hotkeys, or just blast a mouse flat out? I've got a few hotkeys. I've just got 4. I've got like buy, sell, amend, cancel. They're the only 4 that I have. Alex Challa. Don't do it, man. You'll give your style away. What do you mean? I'm not giving anything away. I mean, obviously, I'm like sharing some information, but like, fuck. Y'all still got to execute. That's what I'm saying. How often do you make 0 trades in a day? Demonarco wants to know. Very rarely, because I like to be active. But maybe like once or twice every couple of months, I will make 0 trades, but very rarely. I like to get amongst it. I see opportunities, How do you feel on sticking to one single approach strategy, no matter what to try strategy, no matter what to try to get consistent? How do you feel on sticking to one single approach? Great, love it. Makes me money, and I get to work for myself. So, yeah, I have no complaints. I do get a little bit like, sometimes I start thinking like, oh, I need to be like super smart, invested, big brain guy, and I'll start doing a few more exotic things, if you like. That's when I get in trouble. So when I stick to what I know and what I love and what I'm good at, I make money. I do well. When I start to try those exotic things, and now I'm a fucking big time ASX guy and I do smart shit and whatever, that's when I get in trouble. So yeah, the more regularly I stick to my style, the better I go. Anthony, I did a course with live traders, which was a good starting point. Okay, there we go. Anthony is giving live traders a bit of a prop up. Anthony, are they an Australian company? And what kind of stuff do they teach, and how much is it, if you don't mind sharing with the gang while you're in here, dude? Yeah, that'd be cool. Are you currently mentoring anyone? We'd love to learn from you and Nick. No, Cash, not mentoring anyone, because I'm still trying to mentor my own goddamn self, if you know what I mean. Still trying to sort my shit out. When you're reading the order book on Spark, do you think you're mainly looking at the histogram or the prints and bids? Oh, good question, Fraz. No, I'm just looking at the histogram mainly. Probably like a 70-30 split. I'm like watching, what's being printed, but also I'm probably mainly watching the histogram, I would say. I like to, like, I'll take trades purely based off the visual of the order book. Like if I like the way that the order book looks, probably in correlation with the 1 minute chart, but like even the order book by itself, I will trade just off of that sometimes. Were you ever trading without Spark? No, I had it since the beginning, and yeah, it's all I've ever used. So yeah, Luke wants to know, what does the whiteboard say? Straining my eyes, try to read it. Okay, I don't want to read it because it's embarrassing. No, it says my weekly music target. So I was trying to just put 25 hours in this week to writing music, and so far I'm at like only 7. So I've been a bit slack this week. Yeah. Big BRN stuff. That's right, Dan. Big brain stuff, baby. Big brain chip stuff. Buy. That's Mad Money. That's Jimmy Cramer. Buy. When things slow down after 11, are the signs for entry in the book the same as when it's moving fast? You don't really get the aggressive bids offers as you do it. Are the signs for entry in the book the same as when it's moving fast? I don't know how to answer that. Let me think about it, Fraz. Let me think about it. My intuition says yes, because I don't really know how to interpret the question properly. I think it's a yes because I'm still trading tape. It doesn't matter like how fast it's actually moving. The same indicators, would be there, like bid stepping up, offer stepping down, volume being done higher, volume being done lower. I think the indicators would be almost the same. I would probably, the only thing I would say is when it's real fast tape, I would be more inclined. Actually, no. I was going to say when there's real fast tape, I'm more inclined to have more protection, but in fact, it probably doesn't work like that, because fast tape generally indicates like strong catalyst. And if I decide to take something that has a strong catalyst and fast tape, it means that I have a bit more conviction in it. So yeah, it's a bit hard for me to answer that one. Anthony Whitney, yeah, they're US based, so some translating to our system is needed. Big presence on YouTube if anyone wants to investigate. Okay. 2,000 US. I mean, yeah, it can't be too bad. 2,000 US, that's not heaps of money. How long? It depends on how long the course goes for, I guess. But I mean, fuck, getting taught from professionals, for $2,000 seems okay, I guess. I mean, I didn't have to pay anything, so I can't really comment too much. But I don't know of anything better out there. And if they teach you the basics, and fuck, that can't be too bad. But there's so much good stuff on YouTube. Like, honestly, I talk about SMB Capital YouTube channel all the time, but genuinely, that they have really quality stuff. Like, if you get on their YouTube channel and you just like look at the videos about scalping, about intraday trading, about reading tape, all that stuff is like fucking priceless. All that stuff is like really, really, really quality. So they're all all the basics that they talk about are the same basics that kind of translate to our market, and are the same kind of things that I use to trade. Like, obviously it's a little bit different when it comes to the match scalping here, because we have the staggered open, but a lot of the concepts do translate. So I would be watching as much SMB Capital stuff as I possibly could to get an understanding of what tape reading and what scalping is. Yeah. I would say this, guys, really quickly. I'm at 49 minutes. I've been fucking speaking like a demon. Like, this is crazy. I never thought that I did think I'd be able to talk for 49 minutes straight. But this time has absolutely flown. Thank you for all sticking with me. This has been hectic so far. I would say this, guys, if you don't mind, when you jump off this, I would love it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to do more stuff like this. And if you guys kind of got behind me and kind of supported this, it'd be hectic. Yeah, it'd be absolutely hectic. All right, 50 minutes. 94 of yous out there. 21 likes. This is hectic. I'm fucking loving this. Yeah, here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. This is a good question. I guess bot colon. When is it gapping up match too extended? Any hints in the book? One thing I would say is if something is gapping up, right, I don't think any actual price is too extended if there is support, right? If something gaps up real quick and it looks extended, right, it might get slammed. But if there's support on the bid and the catalyst is strong and you have a thin offer, I think that all the same stuff still applies. I tend to go for less stuff that gaps up real high because I think, how much further can this actually go? If something's way extended, like how far can this actually go? I start to think, a little bit cautiously. However, I think the same stuff still does apply. Like I'm still happy to get involved. I just want to make sure there's support. If there's support behind the indicative, then I'm in. I'll probably trade on smaller size though. That's what I would say. What was that channel again? S&B Capital. Josh, go check them out. Just reading some questions here. Little big tank engine. This might have already been asked, but do you get skittish and exit early if there is a bid/offer that wipes in the opposite direction to your position? Yeah, but I don't stress too much if if the book gets wiped and I'm still and I'm in profit and my mental kind of stop hasn't been hit yet or taken out yet, then I don't stress too much. And especially if it gets wiped, but no one actually steps down. Let's just say I'm buying something, the bids get wiped, my exit is still sitting there. I don't stress out too much. So I think WBT was an example of that today. There was a fucking wipe in the book early. And then I think I planned to get out. Wait, let me bring it up. So I think maybe 30 got wiped, and I was like, oh shit. Okay, well that startled me a little bit. But my exit, I think, would have been 25. So I kind of had a little bit more room to move. So I didn't panic, get out straight away. I waited until they stepped down. Once the offer stepped down, and I'm like, oh shit, these guys are serious. That's when I got the fuck out. Yeah, so I kind of wait for that confirmation. Where are we? Even market sliding while you're talking. Oh, damn. Sav is a bear indicator here, guys. I'm tanking the market. Yeah, it's like, it's gone it's gone through the floor. What's going on? Yeah, right, puking. Sorry for everyone who's long a bunch of stuff. Little Big Tank Engine says, I want to hear your new beats too. I've got to finish my new beats. I've got to finish my music. Actually, my brother's coming around shortly. We're going to work on my next single. So hopefully that'll be, hopefully I'll finish something in the next couple of weeks. I want to put out heaps of music this year. I didn't put out enough music last year. So yeah, I want to put out more music. Chris O'Mara, champion. Oh, big boy. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you, G. What's Tom, please? Okay, I'm not going to get involved in that. Hey, Sab, what is the minimum market cap that you'd touch? Minimum. I don't think in market cap. I think in denomination. I try not to touch anything under 20 cents. Yeah. So I generally, like, I looked at my stats the other day. My homie kind of like ran some stats for me, and basically my sweet spot was like, I think between $1 and $5 is my or maybe 1 and 3. I think might have even been closer. It was my like favored trading range, I guess. Anything under 20 cents, actually, anything under 10 cents, I sucked. Anything over $10, I sucked. So yeah, I just kind of I got a little trading range, and I try to stick to it because I know that that's where I kind of feel most comfortable reading the order book, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. Can we see your trading screen layout? Not right now. At some point when I kind of set this up properly for live streaming, I'll let y'all see it. But yeah, not right now. Ricky Brown, when you're trading a small account to begin with, what would your risk management look like? I find it difficult to answer this question because I don't really have like a good answer. So what I would say is I think about risk in terms of how strongly I feel about the setup, not about like what percentage of my account is this. And I don't think in those terms. Like I will max out the margin on my account to get all the size on if I think the trade is right. That's really what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about tick size. Like if it's a $2 tick, $2 stock, 2,500 units is $25 a tick. That's what I'm kind of thinking about. I'm not thinking about percentage of, not percentage of an account kind of thing. So I can't really, I don't have a great answer for that. Sorry, Ricky. Please close your door. All right, sorry, G. I'll close that shit just in case the candy man pops up behind me and chops my head off. Mental stops you use over hard stops. Yeah, I guess like I'll let the tape dictate where my stops are. I know that's a little bit too loosey-goosey. Joshua Cooper, do you live on the Central Coast? No, I'm from the Central Coast, but I live in Melbourne currently. I'm from Woy Boy, represent 2256, baby. All day, all day, all day, all day. Yeah, I'm from Woy Boy. Appreciate you, dog. Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate this and your other videos, G. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you, G. Man, 88 of y'all are in here still. That's fucking wild. Thank you so much for the energy and the questions and the time. I'm not going to do the weekly recap thing because it's a bit difficult for me to like properly talk about it without the screen and being able to show you like where I'm exiting and entering stuff. Like once I figure out the screen sharing capability and I get some proper streaming software and I figure out how to do this properly, then yeah, I'll probably get more into it. Oh yeah, you grew up in Kinney. Shout out. My best mate lives in Kinney actually. Fuck yeah. Yeah, so when I finally figure out the streaming side of things, I'll start sharing my screen and we'll talk about stuff a bit more frequently and what I'm thinking and how, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for now, just, I was happy to just kind of get on here and answer some questions. Just trying to contribute to your, that's them two going at it. How often do you market buy? Trying to read some questions. Look, guys, I kind of wanted to wrap this up in the next 30 seconds, so I'm going to sign off. I'll probably do this a bit more frequently, maybe on a weekly basis. But keep an eye out. Obviously, subscribe if you can and hit the bell notification so you get notified every single time I go live. I'm going to start doing this on a pretty weekly basis. So yeah, jump on there, subscribe, and thank you fucking heaps for tuning in. It's been hectic. So yeah, fuck, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thanks for your energy. thanks for jumping in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for contributing. Yeah, go subscribe, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you on Twitter and shit like that. Yeah, thank you very much for your time, and enjoy your weekend, guys. Genuinely enjoy your weekend. Have fun out there. All right, peace.